Well guys, it's time to make the video of OnePlus 9R. Hey me, can you give me that OnePlus 9R box? I have to make a video on it. Come on bro, it's a simple task. You can do it by yourself. Come on bro, I'm doing some important work here, but you are doing just time pass by using that mobile phone. So at least help me, come on. No, I'm not going to do that. You should learn to do your work by yourself. Well, in that case, I guess I have to use another shadow clone jutsu. Yo, whoa, here are two Mi's. That's so interesting. Yes. Hey, by the way, bro, can you give me that OnePlus 9R box? I have to make a video on it,
sure.
please. Whoa. Here it is. Alright, thanks again, me. Hey, what's up everybody? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. This is Rudraditya, and in this video I am going to talk about the OnePlus 9R, and this is going to be my full review of the OnePlus 9R. Well, I have been using this phone from last 25 days, so this is going to be full in-depth review. So if you have any doubts, any question regarding this product, then make sure to watch the video till the end to know everything. And now without wasting any time, let's get started. Alright, now let's talk straightforward, because this review is going to be very simple and very easy for me, because this is a very straightforward device. Now there's nothing a major con in this device. If there is missing anything, then it's completely missing in this device. For example, IP certification and wireless charging, or you can add some crazy telephoto lens like a 5x or 10x telephoto lens. These things are missing, but apart from that, the things which this phone will provide you is just amazing. If you talk about the display quality, if you talk about the build quality, if you talk about the design, if you talk about the performance, battery, camera and speaker quality, I mean everything is just fine in this phone. So I don't think that there is any major issue about this phone. Even the software, yeah, software is a very big part, which I am going to talk in a detail in a little bit, but this is the short summary guys. But fun fact is that now we have a lot of competition in the range of 30,000 to 50,000 rupees, which was almost about to extinct in last couple of years. But now companies start again giving a lot of phones at this price range with flagship processors like Snapdragon 870 and 888, and this phone also comes in that price category. But we have iQOO 7 Legend with a Snapdragon 888. We have Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 5G. Now by offers you can get that phone for 44,000 rupees. So if you are a Samsung guy, then I would suggest you to go with the S20 FE 5G rather than picking up this phone. You can go with the OnePlus 8T as well, because after all it's a rebranded OnePlus 8T with some minor improvements here and there, isn't it? So if you get like OnePlus 8T for 35 or 36,000 rupees, then you can go with that phone also, and you will get that. Obviously in the offers you can grab the OnePlus 8T at that price. So there are a lot of phones. You will get Mi 11X and iQOO 7 at 30,000 price point with the same 870 processor. So there are a lot of options. So should you buy this phone? Is it really worth buying for 40,000 rupees? So see, it's up onto you, like what you want. Like my overall experience is so far very good with this phone. It's almost gives me a flagship kind of experience, not completely obviously, but yeah, it's very close to a flagship phone. But now let's talk about each and every aspect of this phone in details. So starting with the build and design. Now guys, my favorite part of the design is the frosted matte finish, which is available in the black color variant. In the blue color variant you will get glossy finish, but this matte finish is so good and it gives you a very premium feel. Now talking about the frames, then it is made up of aluminum, which is also good. Talking about the protection, then on the both rear and front you will get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection. So from materials there is no compromises, which is really good for users. And talking about the design, then it's very neat and clean, like a rectangular camera module, nothing stupid, or I mean OnePlus didn't try anything out of the box with the camera module. So camera module is also simple, the OnePlus logo is in the middle. So the overall design is very simple, and this is what I like. Now guys, talking about the weight of the phone, then it's 188 grams, but with the screen protector it's like 189 or 190 grams something. But overall it feels lightweight in hand, but the weight distribution is just decent. It's not very good like you will get in most of the phones nowadays. Now if you will hold a phone, like if you will use the phone like this, you will find out that the top part is slightly heavier than the bottom part. So that's the thing. But yeah, as I said, that in most of the phones you will find out that the weight distribution is very perfect. But in this phone I guess it's just it's little heavier on the top side. But anyway, now moving ahead, it's not a deal breaker, but I just noticed this small thing, so that's why I'm mentioning it here in the video. Now guys, let's talk about the display. So I'm so happy with the display. Now before purchasing this device, I was not afraid, but I was very concerned about the display quality, because my experience with OnePlus Nord was horrible, especially because of that tint issue. Because of the high refresh rate, we saw a huge tint issue in the OnePlus Nord, but even though it has 120 Hz compared to the OnePlus Nord's 90 Hz, I mean, it performs really well. There is no tint issue. However, a lot of users are facing pinkish tint issues or red tint issue, but I haven't seen any problem. A lot of people asked me in the comment box as well, but I tried all those things like viewing from this type of angles and in a white page, or I tried all the things, but I haven't noticed any tint, so no problem for me. And the blacks are fantastic, and the overall display quality is very good. I mean, now it's not the best in this range. Maybe Samsung phones will provide you better display than this one, but still, if you just use it in day-to-day usage without comparing with other phone in like side by side, then you're not going to face any difference, especially while watching YouTube videos or doing media consumptions and doing web browsing. You won't face the difference. Now if you will ask me to nitpick about the display category, then I will just choose the brightness part. Yeah, it's not very crazy bright, especially in outdoors. I guess OnePlus didn't mention anything about the peak brightness of the OnePlus 9R, but I guess it's close to 800 nits, which is slightly less compared to the what other phones offering us in the same price range. Alright guys, now let's talk about the performance. So I mean, this part is now very funny in this type of phones, especially the phones which possess the Snapdragon 800 series, especially like the processors like Snapdragon 865, 870 and 888. Because now if you own a phone with this type of processors, then I guess performance is not an issue for you. Even though if you're a gamer, then your top priority is performance, I can understand that, but still performance is not your issue in any ways. No matter what you will do in your phone, performance is not going to be issue. Now let me explain. Before recording this video, I was just sitting here and thinking about the performance part, that in flagship phones nowadays performance is, there is not a lot to talk about the performance, so I'm just going to share my personal experience. Like in this type of phones, you can consider Apple's A13, A14 Bionic chip as well. Now in this type of processors, these are already too much powerful, so no matter what task you throw at your phone, they will do it properly without any problem. But the main concern should be the heating issue. Now heating issue is also one thing, like if you are using Insta Reels or if you are doing video calls or web browsing, and then if your phone will hit, then it's a problem. But if you play continuously like 2 to 3 hours of game, like continuously without any break, and then you complain that your phone is heating, then no phone can give you that type of luxury, my friend. Because no matter what type of cooling is available there, how many RAMs are in it, what type of processor is there, your phone will heat up if you play games for a long period of time. So do that, like play games for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and then give rest to your eyes as well as to your phone for 5 to 10 minutes, and then see, you will never face the heat issue. Like as I told you, if you're facing heat issue in normal usage, like while using the cameras or like while doing video calls, then you can say that my phone has heating issues. But if you do, like as I told you, there is no point. No phone can give you that type of luxury. So that's all about the performance. There is no problem in performance. Plus one more thing, high refresh rate, 120 Hz, plus the powerful Snapdragon 870 processor and the optimization of Oxygen OS gives me a very smooth, fast, responsive experience throughout this 25 days of usage. Well, if you want to know more about the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 processor, or like if you want to know the differences between 865, 865 Plus and 870, then you can watch my first impression video. Now a lot of things I mentioned in that video as well, so maybe I won't mention those things again in this full review. So after watching this video, you can watch that video as well. Alright, now let's talk about the camera. So you can watch my OnePlus 9R versus iPhone 11 camera comparison video as well. Now a lot of viewers aren't accepting that this phone has better camera system, especially for photography, than the iPhone 11. It's clearly the winner. If you see the colors and dynamic range, OnePlus 9R is way ahead even in the ultra wide angle lens. You can watch that comparison video, but in the videos it's just opposite. iPhone 11 is way better, but I don't know why a lot of people aren't accepting that. But the overall camera is very good. Now I'm not going to talk about the camera specifications because you guys already saw that a lot of times. So let's directly talk with the camera samples. Well guys, before jumping to the photo samples, I would like to show you the camera interface of the OnePlus 9R, and personally I like the stock camera interface of Oxygen OS because it's very simple and easy to use. Now here you will get all the modes like video mode, slow motion, panorama, time lapse, and you will get some like pro mode as well, and you will get 48 megapixel mode as well. So you can shoot in RAW. With all these settings you can control everything according to your liking. So pro mode is also available here, and there are tons of controls which you can play with. I mean, you can always play with. And then there is night escape, by which you can shoot some low light shots, then a portrait mode, and then in photo mode you will get 48 megapixel mode as well, since it's a 48 megapixel camera. I mean, see, the 48 megapixel mode is completely waste in my opinion. First, it lacks dynamic range. I mean, in 12 megapixel mode you will get better dynamic range, plus it takes more storage as compared to the 12 megapixel one, and also you can't change the aspect ratio and you can't shoot in macro mode. For these things you have to switch back to 12 megapixel mode. Now here you can change the aspect ratios, and also you can shoot in macro mode. So yeah, I always take shots with 12 megapixel mode. Then talking more about the video, then in video you will get super stable mode, then you will get night escape mode, and also you will get video portrait. So these things are great. But talking about the video frames, then you will get 1080p 30 fps to 4K 60 fps here. As you can see, I can shoot 4K 60 fps as well, but if I will enable the super stable mode, then I will only stuck with 4K and 1080p 30 fps. I cannot select 60 fps. So guys, if you are in motion, then I guess you should use the super stable mode, but then you can't shoot in 60 fps. Now it's time to talk about the battery. So guys, the battery backup here is amazing, but the charging mechanism is even amazing. You will get 65-watt charger, and which will charge your phone in, like, I don't calculate it to be honest, like how much it will take from 0 to 100%. Hey, sorry to interrupt you like this, but I tested the charging speed during the editing process, and it took 39 minutes 16 seconds to charge the OnePlus 9R from 0 to 100%. So this is crazy. And now let's move back to the video. So I always amazed by the charging speed, and they also split up the battery in two parts so that they will charge both the batteries simultaneously to increase the charging speed and also for the better aging of the battery. So the mechanism and the overall function is very good, and I hope it will last long with the 65-watt charger. Talking about the battery backup, then with 120 Hz enabled all the time, dark mode, and mostly I am using my mobile on Wi-Fi because I am in home. So overall I get like 7 to 7.5 hours of screen on time. I don't game, so sorry, I don't know about that how much screen on time you will get with crazy like 2-3 hours of gaming sessions, but on 60 Hz you will get 8 to 9 hours of screen on time as well. So overall I am very happy with the battery performance. Alright, now it's time to talk about the Rudra's extras. So first thing first, the stereo speakers. Now again, it's good. Now the bottom part is obviously more louder, so it's not completely 100% balanced because the bottom part is the top part is slightly less louder than the bottom part. But overall experience, if you hold the phone like this and if you watch any video, you will get a good experience. But the overall audio output is decent, not the loudest, but still it's very loud. Now talking about the earpiece quality, then it's very good. I mean, on talking about the network, then again it's very good, no problem in the earpiece quality. In fact, it's A1. And talking about the haptic feedback, then it's very good. It's better than the Pixel 4a and OnePlus Nord, which I used recently. So I can tell you that this phone has better haptics. I don't know like other phones at the same price range, like at 45,000 rupees, what type of haptic they provide, but in the OnePlus 9R, the haptic feedback is just amazing. Alright guys, now talking more, then you will get dual 4G slots, SIM card slots. But talking about the 5G connectivity, then only the SIM 1 slot is supported as of now. Maybe you will get dual 5G support in this phone via future updates. But what's more important is that you will just get one 5G band in this phone. So don't buy this phone for the sake of 5G. Just think that you will getting 5G as a bonus in this phone. Now guys, even the bigger highlight of this 5G topic in the OnePlus 9R, you can consider the whole OnePlus 9 series, to be honest, is that OnePlus announced that they won't provide any more 5G bands through the software update. So you will just stuck with one 5G band on the OnePlus 9R, and with two bands, if I'm not wrong, then you will just stuck with two bands on the OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro. So that's the end of the story about the 5G. And well played, OnePlus. Alright, now let's talk about the last thing, but the most important thing, the software. Now lately, a lot of criticism OnePlus faced for their softwares, especially for their late software updates, especially in the OnePlus 7 series. I think the condition is horrible. But overall, if we talk about the software experience, then it's still not bad. I mean, it's still better than the MIUI or ColorOS or Realme UI. And you will still get a very neat and clean user experience with plenty of features. Now, if we talk about bugs, then I guess bugs are always available in all the phones. You can include iPhones as well. There are no phones with 100% bug free. Now I was so curious to find the bugs in this phone, and I didn't find any. I'm not defending the phone, but after a thorough usage, I find a minor one which you hardly notice. Now maybe after I will mention this in the video, you will try that, you will find that, oh, it's there. Now the first thing, if you keep your brightness low to 10%, and then if you will press the power button to lock the screen, and again try to press power button to see lock screen, you will notice that the screen flickers for 2 to 3 seconds, or you can say that for 2 to 3 times in a second. And it's a very little bug. It won't harm us in any way. I mean, it won't harm our user experience, it won't affect our user experience, but it's there. Now talking about the second thing, then you can open the setting application and you can scroll in dark mode and see if there is any blue ghosting on the borders of gray cards. Just guys, try this and tell me. You will see a blue ghosting on the borders of those gray cards, and you have to scroll the settings panel, settings user interface slowly. Then you will notice that it's something like this. It's very hard to capture on the camera, but if you own a OnePlus 9R device, try this and do let me know in the comment box. So these are very minor bugs, but it's still there. But we can't criticize this type of bugs. Like, we can't criticize OnePlus and their software for this type of minor bugs, because you can literally find this type of minor bugs in any phones. So overall, my experience with the OnePlus Nord software is so far so good. And I don't know about the update thing, because generally nowadays people are very angry for their late software updates. Now that's a different thing. I don't know, because in 25 days what can I expect? It's already running on Oxygen OS 11. So guys, overall it's a very good phone. If you want a OnePlus phone and the latest one, then you can go with this. Otherwise, OnePlus 8T, S20 FE 5G, and a lot of phones are here. Where am I? Yeah, there are a lot of competition, so you can see all those phones as well. Otherwise, if you talk straightforward about the OnePlus 9R, then yeah, it's a very good phone at 40,000 rupees. I guess one of the best contenders right now. So if you're thinking to buy this, definitely go with it. And with that said, that's the end of my review. If you like the video, if it is helpful for you, then make sure to like the video, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Turn that bell icon on so that you will get all the notifications of my videos. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.